Hello children, today we are going to see about the problems in equations of motion. So I'll read out the question and we'll solve the problems. A bus starting from rest moves with a uniform acceleration of 0.1 meter per second square for 2 minutes. Find the speed acquired and the distance traveled. Find the speed acquired and the distance traveled. So first the given data is the bus starts from rest. So the initial velocity u must be taken as u is equal to 0 meter per second. 0 meter per second. Next, the acceleration a is given as acceleration a is given as 0.1 meter per second square, and the time taken t is equal to 2 minutes. It is given as 2 minutes. Now we are asked to find out the speed acquired. It means that you are asked to find out the speed acquired means the final velocity. So first thing is to find final velocity. That is v. Next you have to find distance. So now let us use the equations of motion. So to find final velocity, so to find v, we will be using the first equation of motion u plus at. V is equal to u plus at. Now we know u is equal to 0 plus a is equal to 0.1 into 2 minutes. So 2 into 60 seconds. Okay. So the answer is 12 meter per second. So the first question is to find out the speed acquired. So v is equal to final velocity is equal to u plus at, which is equal to 0 plus 0.1 into 2 minutes. So change it into seconds. 2 into 60 seconds. Okay. Next we have to find the distance traveled. So you will use the second equation of motion which relates the velocity, acceleration and time. That is s is equal to ut plus half at square. Now again substitute the values. 0 into 120 plus, because 120 seconds, plus half into 0.1 into 120 square into 120 square. So what will be your answer? So s is equal to 0.1 into 120 square by 2 will be equal to 720 meters. So after solving this, see this will become 0. 0 into 120 is 0. After solving this you will get 720 meters. So the distance travelled is s is equal to 720 meters. So this is how you have to use the equations of motion. So we have used first equation of motion, and then we have used the second equation of motion. Let us move on to the next problem. A train traveling from a traveling at a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. A train traveling at a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Train is traveling at a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Brakes are applied so as to produce a uniform acceleration of minus 0.5 meter per second square. Find how far the train will go before it is brought to rest. So again we'll start with the given data. So initial velocity is given. Initial velocity is given. So u is equal to, a train is traveling at a speed of 90 kilometer. So it is already traveling at 90 kilometer. So we have to consider it as initial velocity, and it is given as kilometer per hour per hour. So you have to convert this into meter per second. So how will you convert this into meter per second? Into 5 by 18. So u is equal to 25 meter per second. So it goes 5 times. So you will get 25 meter per second. Then it has an acceleration. It has an acceleration. So A is equal to minus 0.5 meter per second square. Why it is taken as minus? Why acceleration is taken as minus? Because brakes are applied, so that it is producing an acceleration of minus. The speed is decreasing. Then we have to, if the speed is decreasing, we have to use acceleration as minus. Then how far the train will go before it is brought to rest? It means that final velocity is 0. Final velocity is 0. So you have to find out what is the distance covered. How far the train? So it means that you have to find the distance. So, which equation will relate V, U, A and S? Yes, you are correct. You must use the third equation. So, third equation is 2AS is equal to V square minus U square. So, S is equal to V square minus U square by 2A. Okay. So S is equal to V square, that is 0 square minus 25 square. 25 square divided by 2 into minus 0.5. As we know, minus 25 square minus, it will become minus 625, and 2 into minus 0.5, it is minus 1. This minus 1. So your distance covered will be equal to 625 meters. So this is how you use the third equation of motion. Okay. Then let us move on to the next problem. A trolley, while going down on inclined plane, has an acceleration of 2 meter per second square. What will be its velocity after the start? So here the hint is after the start. It means that initial velocity is 0. So initial velocity must be taken as 0. Initial velocity u is equal to 0. While going down, its acceleration. So the given data, its acceleration A is equal to 2 meter per second square. Then the time taken is given. Time taken is t is equal to 3 seconds. Time taken is equal to 3 seconds. And you have to find out the final velocity. So to find final velocity, v is equal to what? So how will you find? So final velocity v is equal to u plus a t. That's all. Substitute here. 0 plus 2 into 3 seconds. So it is equal to 6 meter per second. So final velocity v is equal to 6 meter per second. That's all. Next question. A racing car has a uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second square. What distance will it cover in 10 seconds after start? Now you have to see one more thing. Now you can use the same form. You can use the distance and time relationship, that is the second equation of motion, because here the given data is a acceleration 4 meter per second square. Okay, after start, that means u is equal to 0. Then time taken t is equal to 10 seconds. Time taken is 10 seconds. So what is asked? You have to find out the distance. You have to find out the distance. So which one will relate all these things? So you must use the second equation of motion, which is s is equal to ut plus half a t square. Okay. Now you use s is equal to ut plus half a t square. Now you will write, so s is equal to 0 into 10 plus half into a is 4 into 10 seconds, 10 seconds square, 10 square. So you will get, and this will become 0. So the answer is 2 into 100, that is 200 meters. 200 meter, that is your answer. So this is another type of question, and this is how you use the equation of motion in solving this problem. The next problem is, see here, a stone is thrown in a vertically upward direction with a velocity of 5 meter per second. If the acceleration of the stone during its motion is 10 meter per second square in the downward direction, what will be the height attained by the stone and how much time will it take to reach there? If the acceleration of the stone during its motion is 10 meter per second square in the downward direction, what will be the height attained by the stone and how much time will it take to reach there? So it is given that, see, a stone is thrown vertically upwards and it reaches a height. So when it is starting, so u is equal to 5 meter per second. When it reaches the top, it is 0 meter per second, final velocity. When it is accelerated upwards, then a should be taken as negative. Okay, so in order to find the height, we have to use a you have to find out the time taken, and then you can easily find, I mean you have to find out the distance as well as the time taken. So you have to find out h as well as t. H in the sense it is the distance, and you have to find out time. So first we will use the first equation of motion, that is, see, the given data u is equal to 5 meter per second. 5 meter per second, and a is equal to, when it is going up, it is minus 10 meter per second square. When it reaches the top, the velocity will become 0. So first you have to find what is the time taken. So v is equal to u plus at. Substitute in this formula. So it is 0 is equal to 5 minus 10 into t. So what will be t? T is equal to 5 by 10. It is equal to 0.5 seconds. That is 1 by 2. So your t will be 0.5 seconds. Next you have to find out the height or the distance traveled. For that we can use the next formula, third formula. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Or else if you know the time, you can use the other two equations also, which relates distance, other equation also. So here v is equal to 0 square minus u is equal to 5 square, okay, which is equal to 2 into minus 10 into s. We have to find s. So this will be equal to minus 25, which is equal to minus 20 into s. So minus minus cancel. So you will get 25 by 20 is equal to s. So it is 5 by 4, which is equal to 1.25 meters. So you can, so S is equal to 5 by 4 is equal to 1.25 meters. So this is how you use the equations of motion in solving the problems. Hope all of you have understood. Please take a note of this in your hints note and prepare well for your board exams, for your periodic test. Thank you children. Thank you all.